welcome back. So today I really want to get my heart rate elevated, so I hope you do too. Make sure you've got lots of water with you, you're super hydrated, and take a break whenever you need it. Let's start at the front of our mat. As you inhale, hands reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, gentle forward fold, knees nice and soft. Let your head and neck relax. Like we start our class quite often, because movement in the spine is movement for your whole body. As you inhale, start to roll up. Draw the navel in, see if you can lift those Kegel muscles up. Let's get our powerhouse engaged and roll the shoulders back and down. Let's do that again. Inhale, hands reach all the way up. Exhale, gentle forward fold. Knees stay soft, head and neck relax. Chin comes from side to side. Let's roll up, inhale. Draw the navel in. Find those Kegel muscles, lift them, lift them, lift them. Shoulders come back and down. This time, inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, gentle forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Step back into a down dog. Spread those fingers wide. Push in through the 5 fingers. Be light through the palms. I want you to shift your weight into your hands. Come into your plank pose. Make sure your hands are underneath of your shoulders and your abdominals are tucked in. Then keep your hands and feet there. Lift your hips back up to the sky. Down dog. Bend one knee at a time. Gently shake it out. Now we're going to come into the rabbit. I want you to keep both legs nice and stable, engaged, abdominals engaged, shoulders strong, push in through the fingers. As you exhale, bend the knees, let the knees hover above the mat. Inhale, let's lift back up. Exhale, bend and hover. Pilates breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Find that powerhouse, that core, the abdominals tightening up as you let those knees hover. Exhale. Remember that Pilates breath is going to help you engage those abdominals without you even having to think too much about it. It's going to do a lot of the work for you. Exhale 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, last time here. Let the knees hover and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, let's lift back up. Walk your feet towards your hands, gentle forward fold. Roll those wrists out if they need to be rolled. Head and neck still relaxing. Now let's roll up. Draw the navel in as you do. And shoulders come back and down. Step back with your left foot, 1 leg distance. Pivot your feet off at a 45-degree angle. Send your hips down nice and low. Knees pointing in the same direction as your toes. If you'd like more, let's add a little bit of a pulse. Now remember, my intention today is increasing my heart rate. So again, if your intention is to increase your heart rate too, see if you can challenge yourself. Maybe come a little bit lower than you normally do. Just make sure those knees are staying nice and safe. You're opening your chest, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. We've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay down nice and low. Hands come directly out in front of you. As you exhale, draw the elbows in towards the ribs. Tickle the ribs. Inhale, reach out, straighten the legs. Pivot to face the front of the mat. Lift your left heel completely. Bend in your front knee. As you exhale, let those elbows tickle the ribs. Soften that back knee. Let it hover above the mat. Inhale, straighten both legs. Hands reach out in front. Pivot to come into that wide-legged squat again. Exhale, bring it down. Tickle the ribs with the elbows. Inhale, reach out in front. Straighten the legs. Let's pivot to the back of the mat. Right heel lifts completely. Bend your front knee. Soften your back knee. Draw the elbows in towards the ribs. Inhale, reach out. Pivot to the front. Bring it down low. Bring those elbows in. Inhale, reach out. Straighten the legs, pivot to that wide-legged lunge here. Send your front knee over your ankle. Back knee softens, elbows tickle the ribs. Inhale, reach out in front. Straighten both legs. Wide-legged squat, bring it down low. Elbows tickle. Inhale, reach. Straighten. Back into that back of the mat lunge. Bend the front knee, soften the back. Draw the elbows in. Inhale, reach out. Straighten both legs, wide-legged squat once again. Bring it down nice and low and hold here. Hands come back onto your hips. Let's add that pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold low. Lift your heel on the left side. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch. Right heel is lifting out. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both heels lowered or both heels lift. Can you send those hips down a little bit more? Now let's add the pulse. Keep that chest open. Make sure your ribs are to your hips and your hips are to your ribs. Keep it tight in your core and no arching in that low back. Also make sure your hip flexors are trying to fire up. Imagine that your back is sliding down a wall. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten your legs, relax the heels down. Pivot to face the front of the mat. Back heel lifts completely. Bend the front knee. Hands reach out in front of you. So you're one long line from your heel to your fingertips. Pop your back leg forward just a tiny little bit so you can get a good grip with your right foot. As you exhale, draw the left knee in as you draw the elbows in towards the ribs. So you're coming into a balance. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale. Exhale. Can you tighten your core when you draw the knee in? Let the abdominals do this movement for you as opposed to the hip flexors. 4 more. 3. 2. Last time here. Come back into that high lunge. I want you to straighten both legs. Pivot so you're in that wide-legged squat. Bring it down low. Hands come back to the hips. Again, both heels lowered or both heels lifted. Let's add that pulse. Find your breath. Keep that chest open. Collarbones wide. Keep that proud, confident chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten both legs. Relax both heels. Pivot to the back of your mat. Back heel lifts completely. Bend your front knee. Hands reach out in front of you. So again, you have one long line from your back heel to your fingertips. Spread the toes on the left wide. Root down through that foot. Hop your back foot forward by an inch or so. Then as you exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest. Elbows tickle the ribs. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Again, can you let the abdominals do the work for you here? We have 4 more. 3, 2. Last time here. Step it back into that wide-legged variation. Pivot open. Send the hips down. Hands to the hips. Let's pulse it out. Again, you can keep the heels lowered or let's lift them up. See if you can sink down a little bit lower. We've been moving those hips. We've got synovial fluid in those hip joints. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten both legs. Relax the heels down. Pivot your feet towards one another and face the front of your mat. As you inhale, hands sweep all the way up to the sky. Exhale, gentle forward fold, knees soft. Plant the hands back to plank. Now our heart rate did get increased there, so I want you to make sure your head stays above your heart. So if you're in a plank, you're in a great place. Keep finding your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last breath here. You can do this. Inhale, hips lift up towards the sky, down dog. Walk your feet towards your hands. You're in a flat back here. Hands come onto the shins. Shoulders are level with the hips. Inhale, roll up from here. And shoulders come back and down. Nice work. Bring your feet about 4 to 6 inches apart. Hands come all the way up to the sky. Biceps hug the ears. Palms face one another. Send your hips down so that they're nice and low, but your ribs are staying to your pelvis. Pelvis is staying to your ribs. Lift those Kegel muscles up. Draw them towards your belly button. Now spread the toes a little bit wider. If you'd like more, let's lift the heels. Send the hips down even further. If you'd like more, little pulse here. Find your balance. Focus on a non-moving spot in the room. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs, relax the heels. Hands reach back behind you now. Strong arms. Shift your weight into the right foot. Left foot slides back. Engage the right leg, no locking it out. Lift the kneecap away from the floor. Pivot like a teeter-totter, so back leg's lifting as the upper body comes down. Quite often what I see here is that left hip lifts open to the sky. I want it level with the right. So if there was a teacup on your tailbone, you would not be spilling any tea. Little pulse with that back leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it lifted. Draw circles now. Little tiny circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, opposite directions. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both hands reach up towards the sky. Both feet come back down. Exhale, relax the hands. Give it a little shake up. Let's work on the other side. So shift your weight into the left foot. Right foot slides back. Hips square to the front of the mat. Reach your arms back. Spread those fingers wide, big adult hands. Engage the legs, lifting the kneecap away from the floor. Let's get into that teeter-totter, so back leg's lifting. As the upper body comes down, little pulses with that back leg. Again, make sure your right hip is level with your left. It's not lifting up towards the ceiling. They're right beside each other. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold that lift. Draw little circles here. You got it. 4, 3, 2, opposite directions with those circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both feet come down, both hands reach up. Inhale, exhale, gentle forward fold, knees soft, flat back, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands back into your plank. Hold, 5, 4, navel in, 3, ribs to pelvis, pelvis to ribs, 2, last breath. Inhale, hips lift up. Walk your feet towards your hands, gentle forward fold, flat back, inhale. Inhale, roll all the way back up. And shoulders come back and down. Again, feet 4 to 6 inches apart. Spread those toes a little bit wider, hands reach all the way up, biceps hug the ears, palms facing in. Send the hips back and down, like you're sitting into that chair that's behind you. Just make sure your knees are nice and safe. They're not caving in. They're not splaying out. Spread those toes a little bit wider. Lift your heels. Send those hips down a little bit more. Find your breath. If you'd like more, let's pulse it out. Find your balance. You've got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, straighten those legs. Relax the heels. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands back to down dog. From down dog, relax the knees down. Press back into a quick child's pose. Inhale, roll up. And let's sweep those feet out in front of us. Is your heart rate increased? Mine is. I hope you feel as good as I do. Pull out any fleshy bits that you have underneath of your sit bones. Grab behind the thighs. Roll the chest open. Lean back. Walk your feet in. Let's find that boat pose or your V-sit. Ribs to pelvis, pelvis to ribs. Lift those Kegel muscles. If you'd like more, lift those feet. Chest is open. If you'd like more, hands release. And if you'd like more, extend those legs and smile. Find your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, last breath. Feet come back down, round the spine, knees to chest. Nice deep inhale and exhale. As you inhale, slowly start to roll up. I want you to come onto your left hip now. Bring your left forearm onto the ground. And extend the right leg, the top leg out nice and long. Right hand comes to your right hip. Now I want you to check in with your left ribs here. Quite often we sink into the left shoulder and into those left ribs. Stay strong, stay long. Lifting up that top leg and hold. Flex the foot, toes pointing towards the shin. Let's give it a little circle here. 5, 4, 3, 2, opposite directions. Keep that neck long. Quite often your right ear will want to draw towards your right shoulder. I want it to stay long, front and back, side to side. 2 and 1, right foot comes back down. I want you to push into your right hand so you can come onto your left knee And your left knee is going to be in line with your right foot. Left hand is underneath of your left shoulder. Make sure it's not too far out. That'll place too much pressure on that shoulder joint. Right hand onto the right hip. Let's lift that right leg. Flex the foot. Toes pointing towards your shin. Let's draw little circles here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Opposite directions. 5, 4, 3, 2. Just come into a lift and lower now. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last time. Lift and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right foot comes down. Engage your abdominals to bring yourself upright. Point the toe away now. Quite often we get a little bit more stability when we're upright and we point the toe away. So what I want in this exercise is as much stability as possible. So I want you to root that right foot down like you have glue underneath of it and you cannot lift it up. Hands come behind the head and neck. Keep the chest open and your shoulders relaxed. Collarbones are proud and strong. As you inhale, come about halfway down. Exhale, lift back up. Did you notice that right foot try to move? If you did, don't come quite so far. Or engage your abdominals more. We've got 5, 4. Keep breathing here. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Last time. Beautiful. Hands relax back down. Right knee comes down now. Left leg extends out. Any discomfort underneath of your knees, as always, make sure you roll up your mat, place it underneath of your knees. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to bring your right hand underneath of your right shoulder. Left hand is onto your left hip. Lift that foot. Flex the foot. Let's draw circles here. Neck is long, front and back, side to side. If you're having trouble reaching the mat with your hands, because quite often we're not quite that far down depending on how long your legs or your arms are, you can always grab a pillow or a cushion. Go opposite directions with these circles. We don't want to overextend our body in a way that we lose form and we lose comfort. 3, 2, and 1. Coming into your lift and lower. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Inhale, exhale. We've got 4, 3, 2. Last time. Let's lift and hold. You've got it. Feel that gluteus medius working for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left foot comes down. Engage those abs. Bring yourself upright. Hands come behind the head and neck. Left toe points away. Inhale, come about halfway. Exhale, let's lift. Inhale. Exhale. Proud, confident, open chest. You've got this. 4 more. 3, 2. Last time, make it count. Feel those obliques. Nice work. Right hand comes down, then your left, and I want you to come all the way onto that right hip. Let your head and neck, let your left elbow come underneath of your left shoulder. Fingers point forward, engage the side body so we don't sink into those right ribs or that right shoulder. Stay nice and strong. Left hand onto the left hip. Let's lift that bottom leg. Flex the foot. Draw circles here. Keep that chest nice and open. 5, 4, 3, 2. Go opposite directions. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax that bottom leg down. And I want you to roll onto your stomach. Head and neck relaxes on the hands that are stacked one right on top of another. Now in this next series, if there's any pinching or crunching in your spine, I want you to ease out. Quite often our spines aren't built to extend like this. So I want you to listen to your body. You can always step it back and watch. Head and neck are relaxing down. I want you to lift your left leg and keep both hips rooting down into the ground. Engage your abdominals nice and tight. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left foot lowers down. Let's do the right leg now. I want you to keep both hips rooting down, engaging those abdominals so the belly button's lifting off the floor. Head and neck are relaxing, so your forehead's on those hands. We've got another 3, 2, and 1. So that right foot comes down. So option number 1, lift one leg at a time. Option number 2, let's engage those abdominals, belly buttons lifting off the floor. Lift both legs, straight and strong. As straight and strong as possible. Hold here, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower back down. Now, if you would like more, again, this is completely up to your body. We can reach the hands forward, lift the chest. Head and neck are nice and long, so our shoulders are falling towards our hips. Engage those abdominals. Let's lift those straight, strong legs as well. Again, any pinching or crunching, I want you to ease out. We are Superman flying through the sky. Hold for 5, 4, belly buttons lifting, 2, and 1. Slowly lower back down. Head and neck relax onto those hands here that are stacked right in front of you. Inhale and exhale. Now I want you to keep your forehead glued to your hands. Bend your knees, and then so your heels are nice and close to your hips. Now widen the stance of your knees. So you're coming into a diamond shape with your legs. Belly buttons lifting. Then as you exhale, lift those heels. Remember the head and neck are resting down. We're just engaging those gluteus maximus muscles. Exhale, lift. 5, 4. Belly buttons lifting. No pinching, no crunching in the spine. 3, 2, and 1. Lower back down. All the way. Give it a sway out from side to side. Beautiful. One last back engagement exercise here. Tops of the feet glued onto the mat to start. Hands reach out in front of you. Lift the upper body. Belly buttons lifting. Again, option number 1, we can always take it back to that 1 foot at a time. That's a great abdominal or great gluteus engagement as it is. Now option number 2, we're lifting that upper body. Option 3, lift your legs as well. Now option number 4, we're going to kick our heels twice. As you exhale, hands reach back behind you and extend those legs nice and long. Inhale, hands reach forward, kick your heels twice. There we go. Exhale, hands reach back behind you, extend those legs. So it's an inhale, inhale, forward. Exhale, reach it back, lifting the chest. Inhale, inhale, forward. Exhale, reach it back. We've got 2 more. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. And then bring your hands underneath of the shoulders, curl the toes under, down dog from here. Bend one knee at a time. I want you to lengthen that spine. As you inhale, right leg lifts up. As you exhale, bend your right knee, bring your right knee in close to your right wrist, and your right foot comes out to the left side. So we're coming into our pigeon. Walk your left foot back, then relax the left knee down. Now here you can grab a cushion, place it underneath of your right hip. If it feels good, uncurl the left toe. Now you can stay in your upright pigeon wherever you feel comfortable, or if you would like more, walk your hands forward, and then you can relax your upper body down. Now I want you to slow your breath down here. This is important. So the best way to realign our spine after we come into a back bend like that, or an engagement of the backside, is through our hips and opening them back up. But when we open up our hips, we tend to hold a lot of our emotions in there, and it can start to release them. So this is where the breath comes into play. We need to focus on the inhale and the exhale. And here, now that we're starting to focus on the breath, are you holding any engagement in your glutes that you're unaware of? Maybe you can just settle into your pigeon pose a little bit more. Are you focusing on your breath still? If thoughts arise, which they most likely will, I want you to acknowledge them and come back to your breath, knowing that you can come back to those thoughts once we're off our mat, if you choose to do so. Bring your right hip down onto the mat, and as you do so, bend the left knee and draw the left knee up towards the right foot. Bring yourself upright. So I'm going to turn so that you can see what I'm doing here. I've got a little square with my legs going on. Bring your right hand down beside your right hip. Left hand lifts up towards the sky. Palm facing forward, gazing up towards that top hand if it feels good for your neck. Now if you'd like more pushing into your right hand, lift your hips. And your left hand can gently fall behind. Pushing down through your shins so that we can lengthen out of your hips and into your heart. And then bring your left hand out in front of you, coming into all fours once again. Spread those fingers wide, set yourself up for your down dog. Curl the toes under, lift your hips up towards the sky. Left leg is going to lift up. Bend the left knee towards left wrist, left foot out to the right side. Walk your right foot back. Uncurl the back toe if that feels good. And again, you can stay in your upright pigeon. You can always add a cushion underneath that left hip so that we have a straight parallel leg with the long edge of the mat on the right side. What we don't want is that right knee bending before we want it to. Walk your hands forward if you'd like more. And you can relax the head and neck down. Now you might notice that one side is tighter than the other. That's completely normal. We have a leading side in the body. And again, notice if any emotions or thoughts are arising. It might be anywhere from a grocery list to the chaos that's in our world right now. Any thoughts that are arising are valid, but I want you to acknowledge them and come back to your breath. Knowing that we have time for them in the rest of our day. Are you holding any engagement in your glutes without even realizing? See if you can sink a little deeper, relax your chest a little bit more. Bring your left hip down onto the mat and bring yourself upright. As you do so, you'll bend that right knee and bring that right knee towards the left foot. Left hand is going to stay beside the left hip. Right hand lifts up towards the sky. Again, gazing towards that right hand only if it feels good. This is our stargazer pose. And again, if you'd like more pushing into your fingertips, lift up your hips. And your right hand can fall behind, pushing down through those shins, reminding yourself if you ground down, if you root down, you can open up. And I want you to open up your heart, sharing your compassion to the world, knowing that change and positivity starts with us. We can only do that if we break our hearts wide open. Inhale one more time. Exhale, relax those hips back down. Bring both feet out in front of you. Bend your knees, pull out any fleshy bits. Hands behind the thighs, let's roll down slowly. Draw your right knee in towards your chest, head and neck relax down. Left leg can extend out if it feels good. Find your breath entering into the right side where you're restricting that blood flow. Send your breath into that space. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Breathe into the restriction that you're creating in your belly. Keep your left knee in, right foot releases down. If it feels good, you can extend that right leg. Bring both feet onto the ground, so bending both knees. Hands come beside the thighs, palms facing down. Gently sway your knees from side to side. And then roll to one side or the other. Press into your hand. Bring yourself into a seated position. And again, I like to have a prop underneath of me or pull out any fleshy bits. Hands come onto your thighs, palms facing up. Into that receiving mudra, thumb and pointer finger come to touch. Let your eyes relax, gently closing. Let your jaw relax, your shoulders melt away from your ears. And I want you to see if you can really connect with your breath in this moment. Knowing that our breath is really the only consistent thing we have from the day we are born to the day we die. So we must cherish that relationship that we have with our breath. Paying attention to it. Bring your palms together to touch at your heart center. Bow your chin towards the chest slightly. Thank yourself for moving your body today, for increasing your heart rate so that we can find that breath. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.